Welcome back to the fastest 30 minutes in all of sports. G. Bush with here, right here, breaking the unfortunate game film down from the Browns versus the Giants, and it was nastier than I thought it was. But Browns have an opportunity to come out here and go 2-2. The way the division looks, you got an opportunity. You've been given a mulligan by the way the other team started, so you're gonna have to come out here and figure out a way to win football games. And let me tell you this: by what I've saw in film, it's not going to be by what they're running. The thing I was so alarmed about when I watched the All 22 film is that when I'm watching, and so here, let me just give you a point here. Not only do I have access to the All 22 for the Cleveland Browns, I have access to the All 22, and I watch the All 22 for every single game of each and every week. So I just don't have the All 22 for the Browns. I have the All 22 for every team that plays that week. So what I'm able to do is I'm able to cross-reference some of the concepts that the Browns are running with some of the concepts that other teams are being successful with. So when I say this, I'm not saying this out of ignorance and just giving my opinion. I'm actually going and watching and saying, wow, look how they were creative in getting that person to football. Wow, I love the route combination on this way, right? It put the defense in conflict. Like, wow, look at the way they schemed that open. Wow, look at the way they ran that rub route, or wow, look at the way they set that screen up, or they get an easy throw to the quarterback. And when I watch the Cleveland Browns, and I watch it, and I'm sitting here pausing and looking, and I think Jonathan Vilma talked about it on the telecast. There's times, and there's multiple times, where either the rush is already in the backfield, or there's just not people open. And that could be because the receivers that we have, again, we talk about this thing with marrying the two. You have to marry what your head coach wants to run with the personnel that you currently have. And Andrew Berry is not going to get a pass on this one either, because if you've been talking all off season about all of these deep receivers and all this deep passing game and all this up tempo and deep throws downfield, to do that, wouldn't you need a big receiver, a big guy that's 6'4", 6? Where's our big 6'4", 6'5" guy that can move and be fast? Where's our Drake London? Where's our DK Metcalf? Huh? Where we got Elijah Moore. That's your deep threat. Hey, listen. Amari Cooper is great, but let me be clear. Amari Cooper is blanketed on everything because he's not a burner. He got to make spectacular catches just to catch the rock. Jerry Jeudy's not a burner. So my thing is, for Andrew Berry, why would you think that Kevin Stefanski comes to you and say we're going to be a vertical passing team, and you thought this receiver core was going to get it done? You said you want to be a vertical passing team, but your team is a revamped run team. The Cleveland Browns are a run block style team with two big guards in the middle that run the ball with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. You don't have Kareem Hunt anymore, and Nick Chubb has been out for almost 2 years. Why did you think that you have tackles that are gonna that are Trent Williams that can get back and pass protect 40 times a game? You don't. You never had that. So there is a disconnect between what you say you want to do and what you're equipped to do it. You don't have the line to pass protect. You don't have the receiving crew to be able to run vertical attacking style plays. And you don't have the imagination of the coordinator in order to scheme open easy touches and easy pitches and catches. They're still running random stick routes. Every route I'm watching, I'm like, why is this route under 5 yards? Why is this a 7-yard route? It's 3rd and 15. Why is there a 6-yard route? That's not innovation. That's not anything the defense is going to be scared of. And why would they? If we're playing defense and I'm a cornerback, I'm sitting on everything under the sticks. I'm looking to jump slants. I'm looking to jump these outs. I'm looking to jump any sort of shallow crossers. You know why? Because you don't have anybody that threatens me deep. And instead of even you may have a shot play, run and play action, you don't even have that anymore because you can't get under the center and run the football. So they're not even caring. The linebackers are not biting on anything that you're doing because they're not scared of your run game either. So if you can't do any of this, and your quarterback's not equipped to drop back 50 times and just make spectacular throw after spectacular throw in tight coverage, then you should be running the football, kind of like you did against the Jaguars. But you refuse to. But I'm not going to make any excuses like everybody else. Maybe they're making Kevin run it. Maybe Kevin doesn't have the autonomy. Maybe Kevin doesn't have this. Maybe Kevin's seen this. Kevin's trying to adapt to this. Maybe Kevin should get some blame. Maybe the accountability should be on Kevin. Maybe we start questioning, what are your route combinations? And maybe we should say, is Kevin equipped to run the plays? Because you just fired an offensive coordinator and scapegoated him, and he didn't even call his plays. Now you're doing the same thing again. So now I'm supposed to say, hey, I don't know what Ken Dorsey does in the building. I don't know if he draws up the plays, what he does, but we're going to fire him because it was a bad hire. When Kevin is running the plays, we're not playing these reindeer games no more. It's the level of accountability they got to get to. And by the way, Andrew Berry, the next time we get to another offseason and you act like you don't want to prioritize speed down the field at receiver, we're going to have an issue. It's the same way you didn't prioritize defensive tackles and linebackers and got gashed for a whole season and you punted on the season. There's a lot of problems with the Cleveland Browns. And what we had to do in this session, and this is what they do a lot in film sessions. When you watch it, they make you sit there in these film sessions and they look at you and say, oh, no, you're going to take accountability for what you just ran. You're going to take accountability for what you did on that film work. And when I saw what they did on that film work, I said, no, we're not going to come in here and get no glass half full speeches. We're not going to put the cape on for nobody. And we're going to tell the people what you really saw. And for everybody that's not watching this stuff, what I saw was disgusting and it's not going to get you any wins. It's just not. Unless the Cleveland Browns figure out that they want to have some heart, some sort of fight, some sort of be like go out there. I'm seeing teams like Washington rally around Jaden Daniels. I'm seeing Sam Darnold throw the ball all over the park. I'm seeing Andy Dalton come back in and get these wins. I don't know if they think that this is, it's easy in this league, but I don't see no fire. I see a bunch of people playing around, dancing, thinking everything is all good, and you wanted to, and you got all kind of time. You ain't got no time. You notice Joe Bitonio got old. Denzel Ward got a lot of concussions. Myles Garrett is over here talking about, man, my whole body hurt. While we wasting time trying to figure this thing out, people's careers is ticking. We don't have time for Kevin to figure it out. You've had 4 or 5 years. Either you can call the plays or you can't. And then they ain't got no time to be cute. Well, we trying to run with Deshaun Watson. No. We're going to run what's best for the squad. If we can't run what we got because we don't got receivers or Deshaun can't be accurate or the offensive line can't block nobody, we're going to get up here and we're going to run what we can run. All this other stuff need to be out of the window and all of this nice guy ball, because right now I see a lot of pushovers, a lot of them, a lot of excuse-making pushover type mentality, especially up front. You should have an attitude when you see you can't run the football, and every single time I'm seeing you standing up, walking back to the huddle while people is getting blasted because you refuse to put hands on people. And ain't nobody going to tell you like this. Ain't nobody going to say it like this. Because I don't know. I don't know what people, listen, but what I saw, that's the level of energy that it deserves. Can the Browns get better? Sure they can. They almost won the game last week when the Giants gave it back to them. But I don't want to come back in here and have no show like I did this time. I don't want to do that. I would rather talk about Kool-Aid Mafia. I would rather, but people needed to hear this because there's a bunch of people doing this both sides. It was everybody's fault. It was no. We're not going to do that. Your guys up front, your job is to serve and protect, and you didn't do your job. You didn't do your job, and you don't even seem like you're disappointed that you didn't do your job. Everybody else can go watch quarterbacks and do all this other stuff, but as for me, I'm going to break down the other parts of the game. I don't do that. It's all about the quarterback. It all comes down to him. It all comes down to this. It all comes. But yeah, it's funny, but it's all comes down to him. But y'all waiting for Nick Chubb to get back, right? It all comes down to the quarterback. But you hold your breath when Myles Garrett is on the ground, because you know as well as I do, everybody plays a role in the betterment of this team, in the effort of winning football games, and the coaching staff and the general manager. And just because the house is on fire don't mean you can't get some water to put it out. But I'll be damned if I'm going to sit here and act like I'm going to play the role of ain't nothing wrong, nothing here to see. That don't make you smarter. That makes you a dummy to see something and not call it out. So you can say, I'm more chill and relaxed than everybody. You're a fool for doing that. I'm not doing it. With that being said, the Browns need to go out here and get a game against the Vegas Raiders, and they're going to be ready to play. Trust me, they're going to be ready to play because they just got embarrassed by the Panthers. So we're going to see which team won it the most. We're going to see which team made the changes. We're going to see which team comes out and was more embarrassed at the effort they put on the field on that tape last week. If they could go out and get a win, they're 2-2. They right back in this thing, and you can look around and say, all right, that's another AFC team that you beat. If not, it's going to be a long year.